welcome to Los Amigos Drama's spring production of The Great Gatsby. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. A couple really quick round rules and we'll get started. So, first of all, if you got any concessions outside or drinks or things like that, please save that for intermission. We want to try to keep this space clean. If you need to use the restroom, please wait until intermission because we don't want to be interrupting for the performers or for the audience. If you open those doors, we have light blasting in, that is disruptive. So just try to hang on. If it is an emergency, though, our ushers will open the doors for you. So just kind of talk to them and they'll take care of you. So with that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy The Great Gatsby!
Vulnerable years. My father told me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world don't have the same advantages that you have. He didn't say any more, but we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved sort of way. And I understood that he meant a great deal more than that. Gatsby, the man that gives his name to the story, represented everything for which I had an unaffected scorn. But if personality was an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life. He had an extraordinary gift for hope, a romantic readiness such as I have never found in any other person, and which is not likely I shall ever find again. Nick! Nick, darling, I'm paralyzed with happiness. Hello, Daisy. Nick Caraway? Miss Baker. Nick is my cousin. Second cousin. Once removed. He and Tom graduated Yale together.
Did you play football as well?
No, Tom was the football hero. I was.
Hey, there you are.
Hello, Tom.
Care for a drink?
Oh, a little early for me. Thanks.
What is a refresher?
Nick, I've been telling Jordan all about you.
Fun place, all right?
Hard to miss.
Where are you staying?
Across the sound.
West Egg?
A little cottage I found.
Really?
In a strange community. On either side of me are estates that must go for 15,000 for the summer.
How much you paying?
Maybe a month.
Look in the East Egg.
How long do you stay? Until I make my fortune. Tell me, won't you, darling? I stopped off in Chicago on my way out. At least half a dozen people sent their regards. Do they miss me? The whole town's desolate. The cars with their left rear wheel painted black as a mourning wreath. And there's a persistent wail all night along North Shore. How gorgeous! Let's go back, Tom. Tomorrow. You want to see the baby? I'd like to. She's asleep. She's 2 years old. Haven't you ever seen her? Never. Well, you ought to.
So, what are you doing these days, Nick?
Learning to be a bondman.
Who quit?
Provident Trust.
Never heard of them.
Oh, well, you will.
Oh, anybody in lots?
Everyone I know is doing it. Making tons of money. After the war, well, the West seemed kind of dull to me. That's why I moved east. My father's financed me for a year.
Where you from?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Hello?
You'll be rich as Midas one day. I bought about a dozen books on banking and credit and investment securities, studying all the time. You'll have a top.
I'm stiff. I feel as if I've been lying on that sofa for as long as I can remember.
Oh, don't look at me. I've been trying to get you to New York all afternoon.
This'll help.
It's prohibition.
So what?
Besides, I'm absolutely in training.
I get anything done is beyond me.
I do recognize you from somewhere.
You say you live across the sound from West Egg? I know somebody
I
there.
don't know a single
Well,
one.
you must know Gatsby.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
He's got that huge mansion that looks like an imitation of a French hotel.
The one with the tower?
Throws huge parties.
I live right next door, although it's practically mad. In 2 weeks, it'll be the longest day of the year. Do you always watch for the longest day of the year and then miss it? I always watch for the longest day of the year and then miss it.
Well, we have to plan something.
All right. What do we plan? What's a good plan? I heard it. You did it, Tom. I know you didn't mean to, but you did do it. That's what I get for marrying a brute of a man. A great big hulking physical specimen.
Ah, hulking. Hate that word. You're kidding.
Hulking, 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 hulking.
Have a drink, Nick.
All right.
Got a nice place here.
It's enormous. The sunken gardens are gorgeous.
Belong to the domain. Loyal man. I'll show you around.
Take them away yet.
Come on, show you the ponies.
Please, Tom. You planning to stay in the east?
You guys can't afford to go anywhere else.
This is a permanent move.
They hated France.
Oh, how long were you there?
About a year or two. Then we followed the pole circuit.
Drifting endlessly. Parties and yachts and hulking men hitting wooden balls with mountains. You make me feel uncivilized.
Civilization's got down to pieces. Gotta be a terrible pessimist about things, Nick. Have you read The Rise of the Colored Empires by this man named Goddard?
Why, no.
It's a fine book. Everybody ought to read it. The idea is that we don't look out, the white race will be utterly submerged. It's scientific, it's proved.
Tom's getting very profound. He reads long books with big words. What was that word?
It's up to us whether the dominant race. So look out with these other races will have control over things.
Got to beat them down.
The idea is that we're Nordics. I am, and you are, and we come this far to make civilization. Science and art and all that. You see? Excuse me?
I'd love to see you in my house, Nick. You remind me of a rose, an absolute rose. Doesn't you, Jordan? An absolute rose. Excuse me. anything happening?
You mean you don't know? Why, I thought everybody knew.
Well, I don't.
Why? Tom's got some woman in New York.
Got some woman.
She'd at least have the decency not to telephone him at home.
Could be helped. I looked outdoors for a minute, and it's very romantic outdoors. There was a bird on the lawn, which I'm certain must be right here. Yes, the nightingale come over on the canard and white star line. It was singing away. It's romantic, isn't it, Tom?
Very romantic. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to take it down to the polo circuit. Excuse me.
Daisy.
We don't know each other very well, Nick. Even if you are my husband. You didn't come to my wedding. I wasn't back from the war. Oh, yes, I'd forgotten. The war took a lot of young men away. I've had a very bad time, Nick, and I'm pretty cynical about everything. I suppose she talks and eats and everything? Who? Your daughter, Penny. Yes. Listen, Nick. Let me tell you what I said when she was born. Would you like to hear? It'll show you how I've come to feel about things. Well, Pammy was less than an hour old, and Tom was God knows where. I woke up out of the ether with an utterly abandoned feeling and asked her straight away if it was a boy or a girl. She told me it was a girl, and so I turned my head away and wept. All right, I said. I'm glad it's a girl. And I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world. A beautiful little fool. You see, I think everything's terrible anyhow. Everybody thinks so. Advanced people. And I know. I've been everywhere, seen everything, done everything. Sophisticated. I'm so sophisticated.
10 o'clock. Time for this good girl to go to bed.
Jordan's playing at the tournament tomorrow over at Westchester. Oh, you're Jordan Baker, the golfer.
Good night. Wake me at 8, won't you?
If you'll get up.
I will. Good night, Mr. Carroll. See you in a...
Of course you will. In fact, I think I'll arrange a marriage. Come over often, Nick, and also have a fling you two together. You know, lock you up in linen closets accidentally and push you out to sea in a boat and all that sort of thing.
Good night. I haven't read a word.
I knew I'd seen you somewhere before. On the papers. The golf tournament at Asheville and Palm Beach. Wasn't there a story about her?
She's a nice girl. Yeah, I'm living around the country this way.
Who ought to?
Her family.
Her family's one aunt about 1,000 years old. Besides, Nick's going to look after her, aren't you, Nick? Rich girls don't marry poor boys. Nonsense! She's going to spend lots of weekends at me this summer. I think the home Indians will be very good for me. She's from New York? From Louisville. Our white girl who was passed there together. Her beautiful white girl.
Did you and Nick have a little heart-to-heart conversation while I was on the phone?
Did we? I can't seem to remember. But I think we talked about the Nordic race. Yes, I'm sure we did. It sort of crept up on us. First thing you know.
Look, don't believe everything you hear, Nick.
I haven't heard a word. Good night, Tom. Daisy. Good night, Nick. My dear sweet Nicky. Good night. Good night. Yes. Gatsby turned out all right in the end. But it's what preyed on Gatsby. What foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams that can haunted me. And haunts me still.
Come on. Let's go meet my girl.
Well, Wilson, how's business? Can't complain. When are you gonna send me that car?
Got a week. Got my mail working on it now.
low, don't it?
No, it doesn't. If you feel that way about him, maybe I better settle somewhere else after all.
I don't mean that, Mr. Buchanan. I just meant that maybe we could work something out.
Listen, Shane, why don't you so somebody can sit down? I try to teach him manners.
Myrtle, this is Nick Carraway. We went to Yale together.
How do you do? Hello.
I want to see you.
So,
Get on the next train.
what if I don't want to?
Want to.
Oh, what makes you so sure of that? Think you can walk in here and there's somebody
Get
around?
on the next train.
Give me that talk, you promise me?
It's a whole brood.
You promise?
Whoop, whoop.
Well, is that kidding?
You need the apartment in an hour.
Mr. Buchanan, I was just thinking.
You gotta go. You're so many kids in here.
Yes, sir, Mr. Buchanan, but I was just thinking.
Look, I said I'll see you about the car.
Yeah.
Terrible place, isn't it?
Where are we?
Queens. I don't imagine people live like this. Does he really get away?
Doesn't her husband object?
Listen. Johnny doesn't know your life. Maybe she goes to New York to see her sisters.
Every time. Only thing about money. I had a woman up here last week to cool my feet. When she gave me the bill, you would have thought she had my husband inside the top.
It's adorable.
This, it's just a crazy little thing I should know sometimes. I don't even care what I look like.
But it looks wonderful on you. Doesn't that dress look wonderful on you?
Wonderful. Do you like the fun you carry away? Nice. Tom, but if you didn't you, Tom.
I'm tired of dancing. You Nick?
I think I better go home and study.
I need time to make money. Come on, wake up.
I'm interested to get you in that post, Myrtle. I bet you can do something. Maybe just under the artistic game. You should see his work. He's photographed me 127 times. How are you 29?
Yes. Carry away.
You know, those bottom features, that profile, and get a hold of all that back here. I wouldn't think of changing my life. Shh, shh, shh.
Bring out a drink. Stop shaking your ass, Myrtle. Go get us some more ice mineral water before everybody goes to sleep.
Hold up, boy, about guys. These people, we have to keep after them.
I don't you guys think I was on Ellen? Two of them are bringing upstairs.
For what?
Two studies. What I call Montauk Point. You see, the other I call Montauk Point.
The hell is she?
The notes. You lived down on Long Island too?
Over in West End.
Really? Would you know the place?
No, it's a small summer rental.
We were down there about a month ago. At a man in Gatsby's. Do you know?
My friend next door.
Really? I wouldn't think of so much as that, but rather a German spy during the war. There was a man at the party in Alabama, known for in Germany. It's not right. We could serve the American army during the war. Instead of him, he's always looking that you could kill that man. People say he doesn't even live up in that house, but rather on the small boats that goes up and down the long hatch. Chester, I bet you could do something with him.
Stop me, you make me feel like me. Smith bastard who smells like grease.
See? Why would why would the girls debate each other that way? It's really his wife that's keeping them apart. I mean, she's a Catholic. They don't believe in divorce.
Daisy, out of this.
Daisy's not a Catholic.
She's really ought to get away from him. They've been living down in that garage for about 11 years now. It's the first city that she's ever had.
Facing each other, the ones that are always left on the train. I was going to New York see my sisters in the night. He was wearing a dress suit and patent leather shoes, and I couldn't keep my eyes off him. And every time he looked up at me, I had to pretend I'm looking at the appetite of his head.
What the hell are you doing?
What?
Get over here.
Shut up! I'm telling a story. When we go into the station, he sat next to me, and his bright white shirt pressed against my arm. So I told him I had to call the policeman, but he knew I was lying. And everything was so excited that when we got into the taxi with him, I hardly knew I was going into a subway train. All I kept thinking over and over was, he can't look forever. Yeah.
That's enough, Myrtle.
Oh, look, girl, you may not speak.
That's enough booze for an afternoon.
Get your hands off me! And where's that dog you promised me? Mrs. McKee, I'm gonna give you this dress as soon as I'm through with it. I gotta get another one tomorrow. I gotta make a list. I gotta get a massage, a wave, one of those cute little ashtrays where you touch a spring in the wood with the black silk bow from mother's grave. That'll last me all summer. And that little dog Tom promised me. I gotta write it down. I think I gotta go home. Hey.
Yes, stay. We live right downstairs. I can show you my Mongolia.
I've been drunk just twice in my life, and once was this afternoon. Something Daisy finds admirable. Daisy? Daisy. Everybody talks about her like she's a goddamn saint.
Shut it, Myrtle.
Don't tell me to shut up. I'll say anything I
I
like.
told you about using her name.
Daisy.
Mean, Myrtle.
Come on, everyone. Yes, please.
No, I'll say anything I like. Daisy. Ah! Bastard! You son of a bitch! Bastard! Oddly, I begin to like New York. All the while, music came from my neighbor's house. Its blue garments, men and girls came and went like moths to the whisper, and the champagne and the stars. And then one fine Saturday morning, a chauffeur crossed my lawn for surprisingly formal note. Thought it would be Gatsby's, he said, if I come to his little party that night.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Why, yes, how did you? I was in the 9th machine gun battalion.
You ought to be around somewhere. I was in the 16th Infantry till June 1918. Miss it?
The war? Yes. I think I miss it so much I became restless. Made going home pretty dull.
I I know what you mean. I doubt most of the people here know what it's like being in those trenches.
It's not something you forget.
No, it's not. Where you from?
See, Minneapolis.
I know them well. Listen, I just bought one of those new hydroplanes and I thought I'd try it out in the morning. Wanna go with me, old school? Just near the shore along the sound.
What time?
A time that suits you best.
Yes. I like that very much. By the way, I'm Nick. Nick Carraway.
Mr. Carraway.
Gordon, hello.
Thought you might be here. I remember you live next door. Having fun?
It's an unusual party for me. You see, I've been here for hours and I still haven't seen a host. You see, this man, Mr. Gatsby, sent over a chauffeur this morning with an invitation.
I'm Gatsby.
What? Oh! I beg your pardon?
I thought you knew, old sport. I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host.
Sorry to interrupt. Call from Detroit.
Tell him I'll call later.
That may not be such a good idea.
If you need anything, just ask for it, old sport. Now, excuse me. I'll rejoin the both of you later.
Is that a small town? I have no use for Detroit with an idea of a small town.
I feel like an idiot! I imagine Gatsby as extravagant saying, "Not middle age!" Who is he anyhow, do you know?
Well, he's just a man named Gatsby.
Where's he from? I mean, what does he do?
Well, I have a famous idea.
Well, people just don't come out of nowhere and buy a palace on Long Island.
Well, Gatsby did.
But he must have some sort of past.
Now you're starting on the subject.
It's just that everyone keeps on talking about him.
Well, he told me once he was in Oxford. However, I don't believe it.
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't think he went there.
I've heard the wildest rumors about him.
And he killed someone.
Yes.
He was a German spy.
Yes.
He was an underground pipeline killer.
He does?
Anyhow, he gives large parties. And I like large parties. They're always so intimate. Small parties, there isn't any privacy. You having a good time?
I'm having a good time with you.
Dance with me. You know, Daisy's very taken with you. She hasn't stopped talking about flinging us together.
And she'll be very happy about tonight.
Are you in love with her?
Isn't everyone?
Yes. If I tell you a secret, you promise to do something about it?
What do you mean?
Tom's woman from New York, she isn't the first. One night in Santa Barbara, California, right after he and Daisy got married, Tom ran into the wagon on Ventura Road and ripped the front wheel off his car. The girl who was with him got into a paper's too because her arm was broken. She was one of the chambermaids in the Santa Barbara Hotel.
Well, why does Daisy put up with it? Why doesn't she just leave him?
Maybe you're the one meant to help her.
I beg your pardon, Miss Bacon.
Yes.
Mr. Gatsby would like to speak with you.
With me?
Hello.
Think about what I just told you. Please come see me. Phone book under the name of Miss Sigurd Howard, my own.
She's a very famous person.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Mr. Gatsby? He's a fine fellow, isn't he? Handsome to look at. And a perfect gentleman.
Yes,
He's an Oxford man.
I've heard of it.
He went to Oxford College in England. Do you know Oxford College?
Yes, I've heard of it.
It's only one of the most famous colleges in the world.
Are you close to this Mr. Gatsby?
Yes, by several years. I made the pleasure of his acquaintance just after the war. I knew that I discovered myself a man of fine breeding after speaking with him an hour. I said to myself, it's the kind of man that you want to take home to your mother and sister. sincere looking at my cuff buttons, are you?
They look like ivory.
The finest specimens of human mold.
Oh! Well, that's a very interesting idea.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna depart myself from you two young men before I overstay my welcome.
No need to hurry, Maya.
Oh, you're so polite, but please, I belong to another generation. Enjoy, discuss your sports and your young women. And as for me, I won't impose myself on you any longer.
I hope I didn't offend him. We were talking about his cuff buttons.
He's quite the character around New York. A denizen of Broadway.
Who is he anyhow? An actor?
No,
A dentist?
Maya Woodshine? No! He's a gambler. He's the man that fixed the World Series in 1919.
Fix the World Series. How do you do that?
He just saw the opportunity.
Why isn't he in jail?
You can't get him, old sport. He's a smart man. Smart men are hard to get. Remember, we're going up in that hydroplane tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you earlier.
Don't mention it. Don't give it another thought, old sport. 9 o'clock.
Good night.
Good night.
Daisy? Daisy? Daisy, where the hell are you? What are you doing down here?
Looking at the party lights.
You know how I get when you disappear like that?
Do you?
Yes, I do. You know I do.
You should go sometime. Dance again.
You know I don't want you associating with those people. Come on, let's get back inside.
I miss the parties.
But I know you do. And we'll go again, but right now Cammy needs you.
I'll be there in a minute.
I said Cammy needs you.
And I said in a minute.
Bye. Fine, do as you like.
You mean like you?
Look, I don't know what's gotten into you lately. Never mind. Just come back before Cammy goes to bed.
Everything was so much nicer a long time ago. When we had each other. The space about the world was warm.
What a machine!
Fantastic!
Really, old sport?
Really?
Listen, I thought we were going to New York later. Have one.
Anything. I'm all yours today.
Look here. What's your opinion of me?
What?
I said, what's your opinion of me?
Well, we only just met.
Be frank with me, sport.
Well, to be honest, I've heard all sorts of rumors about you.
I'm going to tell you something about my life. I don't want you to get the wrong idea from all these stories here. I'll pack the lies I show you. This is the God's honest truth. I'm the son of some wealthy people up in the Midwest. All dead now. I was born in America, but educated at Oxford because all my ancestors went there. You see, it's a family tradition, old sport.
What part of the Middle West?
San Francisco.
I see.
After my family died, I came into a great deal of money. Lived like a young Rajah in the capitals of Europe. Paris, Venice, Rome, collecting jewels, chiefly rubies, hunting big game, painting a little. Think to myself only, trying to forget something sad that happened to me. Then came the war, old sport. It was a great relief, and I tried very hard to die, but I seemed to bear an enchanted life. I accepted a commission as first lieutenant in the Argonne Forest when it began. Were you there?
St. Leon's
Ah, this was near Sully. I took 2 machine gun detachments so far forward that there was a half-mile gap between us and the infantry. We stayed there 2 days, 2 nights, 130 men with 16 Lewis guns. When the infantry came up at last, they found the insignia of 3 German divisions among the piles of dead. I was promoted major and every allied government gave me a decoration. Even Montenegro. Little Montenegro on the ADRC. This is the one from Montenegro. See what it says? Turn it over.
Extraordinary.
Here's another souvenir I always carry. Souvenir of Oxford days. This was taken in Trinity Park. The man on my left is now the Earl of Doncaster.
So it's all true then?
Of course.
No, I didn't mean like that.
It's all right, old sport.
Why are you telling me all this?
I'm gonna make a very big request of you today. I thought you ought to know something about my life. I didn't want you to think I was just some nobody.
You planned all this.
I knew I could trust you. You see, I usually find myself drifting among strangers here and there, trying to forget the sad thing that happened to me long ago. You'll hear about it this afternoon.
At lunch?
Yes, but you won't be having lunch with me. You'll be having lunch with Miss Baker.
Do you mean that you're in love with Miss Baker?
Absolutely not, old sport, no. But Miss Baker has kindly consented to speak to you about this matter.
I don't understand. Why don't you just tell me yourself?
It's a delicate matter. I'd rather not go into it right now.
Nick.
Hello, Tom. What are you doing here?
Here all the time. Where have you been? Things have been furious since you got the call.
This is Mr. Gatsby. Mr. Gatsby. Mr. Bouquet. I'm having lunch with Mr. Gatsby. And Miss Baker.
Will you be here for something? We'll be coming later. Stop by and see us. We'll have a drink. Well, excuse me, I have friends waiting. Nice to meet you, sir.
He's my cousin's husband, Daisy. They live across the sound from you.
Yes, look, I hope I haven't made you angry about this business with Miss Baker.
No, it's just I don't like mysteries. It's all.
It's nothing underhand. You don't make much, do you?
Not very much. Not yet.
Well, if you pardon my, I happen to run a little business to the side, a sort of sideline, you understand? I thought that if you didn't make very much for...
Hello, boy.
Miss Baker!
Hello, Jordan.
Nick, Jay, am I interrupting something?
No, please, sit down. Excuse me. Enjoy your lunch.
Is he always like this?
Yeah, he knows what he wants.
Well, it's nice to see you again, even under mysterious circumstances.
Oh, not that mysterious. Not really.
What's going on?
You know, Daisy and I grew up together.
She told me.
Daisy Faye, the most popular girl in all of Louisville. We all envied her. She dressed in all white, had a little white roadster, all day long until from a regular house.
If you behave, I'll spare each of you exactly 1 hour.
Excited young officers from Camp Taylor demanded the privilege of monopolizing her house. Well, one night I'm walking by her house. This was 1917. She's on the porch, dancing with a lieutenant I'd never seen before. They were so engrossed in each other, they didn't see me. And he looked at her in the way every young girl wanted to be looked at. And because it seemed so romantic to me, I've remembered the incident ever since. His name was Jay Gatsby.
Gatsby? Why did you Gatsby?
And I didn't lay eyes on him again for over 4 years. Even after I'd met him at one of his parties, I didn't realize it was the same man until the other night. Anyway, they became inseparable. Promises were made. Then he left for the war. She changed after that. Became strong, withdrawn. I don't know what happened. Something to do with her family, but after the war was over, she just up and suddenly married Tom Buchanan of Chicago. He arrived with an entourage.
day before the wedding, he gave her a string of pearls valued at $350,000. I was a bridesmaid. Half an hour before the bridal dinner, I went into her room and found her lying on her bed, as lovely as the June night in her flowered dress,
Congratulate me, Jordan.
and as drunk as a monkey. She had a bottle of champagne in one hand and a letter in the other.
Never had a drink before, but oh, how I do enjoy it.
I was scared, I can tell you. I'd never seen a girl like that before.
Here, dearest.
Daisy,
Take him downstairs, give it back to whoever they want. Tell them all Daisy's changed her mind. You hear me? Say Daisy's changed her mind.
she wouldn't let go of that letter. Took it into the tub with her and squeezed it up into a wet ball. She'd only let me leave it in the soap dish when she saw it was coming to pieces like snow.
Dearest heart of all, do you hear me? Dearest heart of all.
I didn't know what to do. I closed the door and got her into a cold bath. They gave her spirits of ammonia, put ice on her forehead, and hooked her back up into her dress. Half an hour later, we walked out of that room. The pearls around her neck, and the incident over.
What was in the letter?
It was from him.
Gatsby?
He was coming home from the war to marry her.
Why didn't she wait for him?
She heard the name Gatsby the first time in years. The day you was visiting. You remember?
What a strange coincidence that he's here.
But it isn't a coincidence at all. Don't you see? Gatsby bought that house to be near Daisy, to be just across the bay from her.
Really?
He wants to know if you'll invite her to your house tonight, and then let him come over.
You mean he's waited 5 years, even bought a mansion, just so he could come over one day to a stranger's cottage? From a lion's son?
All this time, he's half expected her to just wander into one of his parties some night, but she never has. That's why he gives them. He wants her to see his house, to see what he's created for her. And your house is just right next door.
Incredible.
Will you do it?
Does she want to see him?
She's not to know about it. Gatsby doesn't want her to know about it. Just supposed to invite her to tea. Alone, of course.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable.
Daisy ought to have something in her life. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, what about you? Why not invite you to tea? Would you come?
Ask me.
shape of tea.
All set?
You're alright with doing this. I don't want you doing anything on play.
It's fine. Fine. Would you like something one day?
No. It's raining.
Notice.
I'm going.
What?
Nobody's coming to tea. It's too late.
Don't be silly. It's just 2 minutes until 4.
You don't understand, old sport. I can't.
See?
Daisy. You have before. 5 years next in November.
Jordan says you did not. See? We're congratulating on marrying.
So if I go outside and talk down in the zoo,
It's rude.
you be careful.
He's incredibly dishonest. Well, if you agree.
Where are you going?
Oh, I thought I got to see you. Hey,
I'll help you, I'll help you. Oh, God.
what's the matter?
This is a mistake. Terrible, terrible mistake.
Don't be silly. You're just embarrassed. She's embarrassed.
She is?
Just as much as you are.
Does the seal go in?
Very nice.
What do I do? What do I say?
You're acting like a little boy. That was not being rude. He's sitting there all alone. Come on. I thought if we were to ever meet again, it would be when we were old.
You're as handsome as ever when you came across me.
You want to see?
Yes? Didn't know I'd be here?
I arranged it.
Are these all me?
They're newspaper clippings from the last 5 years.
My debut? Chicago. Europe. Oh, that's it.
He's a good polo player.
Yes. Tom has a knack for women. Never been married?
No.
I'm sorry that everybody caused you pain. Could have been so happy together. I miss you, Jay. I've missed you so much. I've never missed you as much as I do now.
Hello, old sport.
It stopped raining.
Has it? What do you think of that, Daisy? It stopped raining.
I'm glad, Jay.
I want you and Daisy to come over to my house. I want to show her around.
You sure you want me to be there?
Absolutely, old sport. Come here. My house looks well, doesn't it?
That huge place there?
See how the whole front of it catches the light?
Oh, Jay, it's splendid. It is splendid.
It took me 3 years to earn the money that bought it.
Thought you inherited your money.
I did, old sport. Do you like it?
I love it, but I don't see how you live there all by yourself.
I keep it full of interesting people. People who do interesting things. Celebrated people. There are music rooms and sunken baths, bedrooms and period styles, marble swimming pools, and jonquiles.
My favorite.
Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of jonquiles everywhere.
Oh, Jay.
I got a man in England who sends me a selection of shirts every spring and fall.
They're such beautiful shirts. It makes me sad because I've never seen such beautiful shirts before. If only it were possible to, first time, erase it, just erase it as if it never happened. Do you think that's possible, Jay? To just erase time? You said you'd come back for me from no matter where you were. Here you are, weaving like silver. And I said I'd be waiting. My hair was different, yes. And you, so handsome in your Brooks uniform, smelling like new goods. The garden smelling of wisteria and pine forests. And you told me you loved me, and I thought you were the sweetest person ever. And the music everywhere. Filling the pine forest fragrant with our future. We were gold and happy, weren't we? Gold and happy. And you trusted me with the dearest heart of all, with so much more than anybody else in the world has ever had.
seats now. Let's start the second half.
Together here in your garden, Jay. Here's a beautiful garden. It doesn't seem possible. Will you have somebody look it up on the encyclopedia for me and see if it's really true? Look it up on your G. G for Gatsby. Where have you been?
Talking to those people over there.
She was calling, but he wants to take down more actresses. He's not a little bit offensive.
Who's got me anyhow?
They say he wants to drugstores. A lot of drugstores.
Yeah, right.
Got him all himself.
Probably some big bootlegger.
Be quiet. You've no reason for talking like that.
Probably strained himself to put all of this menagerie together.
At least they accomplish things. They're more interesting than the people we see.
Just come over here. They're vulgar. Broadway riffraff. I don't know why they're talking to this. I like his music.
I'm in a little bit of trouble, and I'm in real deep. Like an 80s in the 80s, no one meant friends to me.
Let's go!
Let go of me!
I say, old sport.
I don't know who the hell you are or what you're up to, but I'm sure as hell I'm going to find out. Get in the car.
Jay,
If it wasn't for the mist, we could see your house across the bay. You always have a green light that burns at the end of your dock.
burns for you, Jay. It's always good for you.
Jay,
Just a minute, Maya. You mean it?
do you really love me?
Yes.
That's all that matters. I'll take care of everything. Wait here. I'll be back.
I'm going to leave town.
About time.
What? It can be arranged. Are you sure? In fact, I want to just go with you not to tell anything. Do you think I'm making a mistake? I wouldn't ask so much of her so soon. You can't repeat the past.
Can't repeat the past? Of course you can. Of course you can. You'll see. I'm gonna fix everything just the way they were before.
Almost 5 years he's waited for her then. There must have been times where Daisy sort of tumbled short of his dreams. Not through any fault of her own, but through the colossal vitality of his illusion. It went beyond everything. How could one mortal possibly live up to it? The king's daughter, the golden girl, illusion! But no amount of freshness or fire could challenge what a man stores up in his ghostly heart.
Nick, hurry up. Daisy's expecting us for lunch. Gatsby's coming too.
Is he all right? I went over to his house the other day and a character straight out of Concert Robbers film opens the door and says, "What do you want?" "Is Mr. Gatsby sick?" I told him.
Almost every day in the afternoons.
She isn't very discreet.
So?
She ought to be more careful is all.
Oh, you really are moral, aren't you?
It's not that, it's just... What if Tom finds out?
Daisy drove over to Gatsby's yesterday with her suitcases packed, ready to run off. But he wouldn't go.
In other words, he's got her. And now he doesn't want her.
Of course he wants her. They love each other. But it needs to be done right. He's looking for a sort of atonement. A renunciation of the years past.
How's Daisy supposed to do that?
He wants her to tell Tom that she never loved him. Come on, we don't want to miss out on the fun. I'll get the car.
I'll drive.
Why?
You're a terrible driver.
I am not.
He nearly hit that workman the other night.
A workman.
The one you hit with your fender. Either you ought to be more careful when you drive, or you ought to drive at all.
I am careful.
No, you're not.
Well, then other people are.
What's that got to do with anything?
They'll keep out of my way. It takes two to make an accident.
Suppose you meet someone as careless as yourself.
Oh, I hope I never will. I hate careless people. That's why I like you. Well, it's certainly hot in here.
Oh, where's Mr. Thomas Buchanan, the football hero?
Rumor has it he's on the telephone to his girl.
Mr. Gatsby. Glad to see you again, sir. Nick? Jordan?
Make us a cool drink, please. You know I love you.
You forget there's a lady present?
Well, then you kiss Nick too.
Oh, what a low, vulgar girl.
I don't care. I don't care anymore. Kiss him. I want to see you kiss him.
When are you gonna tell him?
Soon, I promise. Oh, darling, don't look so sad. There's nothing in all the world I'm not with you and your precious son. Come here, quick. Look at that. I'd like to take one of those pink clouds and put you in it and push you around. Finally, some cool here. What do we do with ourselves today and tomorrow and the next 30 years?
Oh, don't be so morbid. Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall.
But it's so hot. Everything's so confused. Let's all go to town. Who wants to go to town? Ah, you look so cool. Always so cool. You remind me of the advertisement of the man. You know the advertisement of the man with the shirts.
All right. Let's go to town. What's the matter? We're going to town. Let's start now.
Are we just going to go like this?
You wanted to go.
Oh, it's too hot to fuss. Have it your way. That's over.
I don't see the point of going to town anyways. Women get these notions in their heads.
Shall we take something to drink?
I'll get some whiskey.
I can't say anything in his household sport.
She's got indiscreet voice. I don't know what it is. It's like it's full of...
Her voice is full of money.
Yes, that's it. Her voice is full of money.
Okay, we're in the closet.
Yes, and rent 5 bathrooms and take cold baths and fit jewelers.
prefer to do my own driving.
You understand it?
Yes.
How about you take my car and I'll take your car to town?
Take some getting used to.
I'm sure I can manage.
We may need some gasoline.
Well, if I ever run out of gas, I can stop at the drugstore. Buy anything at the drugstore nowadays. Come on, Daisy. Let's go Mr. Gatsby's circus wagon.
You take me to Joe. I'll follow him to school.
That's better.
Fetch this.
Did you see that?
See what?
Perhaps you think I'm dumb. Yeah, but I don't have a second sight until the fingertip. It's called an investigation on this fellow.
And you found he was an Oxford man?
Oxford man? Come on. He was a big suit.
But he did go to Oxford.
Oxford, New Mexico. Alright, enough for gas. Let's have some gas, Wilson. What do you think we stop for? To admire the view?
I'm sick. I've been sick all day.
What's the matter?
I'm all run down.
What do I have to do myself?
I need some money pretty bad, Mr. Buchanan, and I was wondering what you're gonna do with your whole car.
How do you like this one?
It's a nice little one.
You can't say it? Ever seen many people dancing before?
No, sir, Mr. Buchanan.
That's a bike?
It's a good chance. No, but I can make some money for that.
You need money for all of a sudden.
We've been here too long. Laura and I want to move away. I want to go west.
Yes?
She's been talking about it for 10 years now. Now she's going where she wants to, not. I'm gonna get her.
Why is that woman staring at me?
Royalties.
I just got wised up to something real funny in the past few years. Wised up real good. That's why I want to get away. That's why I've been bothering you about that car.
What do I owe you?
I really need that car, Mr. Buchanan.
What do I owe you?
All the time. I need to change. I don't mean to keep bothering you, but
Look, I'll let you have the car.
you will.
Yeah. Send it over by tomorrow in the afternoon.
Well, it's a swell street. Open another window. There aren't any more. Well, then we'd better telephone for now.
Jesus, forget about the heat. You make it 10 times worse crabbing about it yourself, for Christ's sakes.
Why not let her alone, old sport? You're the one that wanted to come to town.
It's a great expression of yours, isn't it?
What is?
All this old sport business. Let's pick that up.
Now, see here, Tom. If you're going to make personal remarks, I won't see here in a minute. Make us some juleps.
That's right, Mr. Gatsby. I understand you're an Oxford man.
Not exactly.
Oh, yes, I understand you went to Oxford.
I went there.
When was this?
I told you I went
And I
there.
heard you, but I'd like to know when.
It was in 1918. I only stayed 5 months. That's why I can't call myself an Oxford man.
Yeah, right.
It was an opportunity they gave to some of us officers after the armistice. We could go to any of the universities in England or France. I chose Oxford.
Open the whiskey, Tom, and I'll make you a mint julep. That way you won't seem so stupid to yourself. Oh, look at the mint.
Wait a minute. I want to ask Mr. Gatsby one more question.
Please go on.
What kind of row are you trying to cause in my house?
He isn't causing a row, you're causing a row.
Please have a little self-control.
Self-control? I suppose the latest thing is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to your wife. Nowadays, people begin by sneering at family life and family institutions, and next thing you know, they have intermarriage between blacks and whites.
Good God, Tom!
Look, I know I'm not very popular. I don't give out big parties and invite every Broadway from Riff Raff and the picture show. Suppose you gotta make your house into a pigsty in order to have any friends, huh?
We could talk about my house later, when there are no ladies present. What I want to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Please, let's all go home. Why don't we all go home? It's a good idea. Come on, Tom. No one wants a drink.
I wanna know what Mr. Gatsby has to tell me.
Your wife doesn't love you, alright? She's never loved you. She only loved me.
What?
Your wife doesn't love you, do you hear? She only married because she got tired of waiting. It was a terrible mistake. But in her heart, she never loved anyone except me.
Why don't we go?
You're not going anywhere!
Yes, we are, Tom. Come on, Daisy.
It's time some funny conies
Hey,
and
you
what?
Nick, Kirk, Jordan? That's a lot. Nick, has your girlfriend ever told you about the golf tournament at Asheville
Tom!
that she cheated on? The great golf champion! Now what is he even going to say?
Let's go, Daisy.
Sit down, Daisy!
Look here, Tom.
Stop yelling at
I
me.
want to know what's been going on!
I told you what's been going on for 5 years, and you didn't know.
You've been seeing this man for 5 years?
No, not sing. No, we couldn't see each other then. All that time, both of us loved each other, and you didn't know, old sport.
Crazy! I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago because I didn't know Daisy did. Then I'll be damned to see how you got within a mile of her. Unless you brought the groceries to the back door. The progress is that goddamn lie! Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now!
No.
Yeah, she does though. The trouble is that she gets these foolish ideas in her head and doesn't know what she's doing, but what's more is, I love Daisy too. Sure, once in a while I go off on a spree making a fool of myself, but in the end, I always come back. Don't I, Daisy? And in my heart, I love her all the time.
You're revolting. Did he tell you why we left Chicago? I'm surprised you didn't dream to the story of that little spree of his. And Santa Barbara. And the Riviera.
Daisy, that's all over now. Doesn't matter. Just tell him the truth that you never loved him. It's wiped out forever.
Why? How could I love him? Possibly.
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
How does you feel?
No.
Take care of yourself. She was right. Daisy?
Please don't. There, Jason. Oh, you want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I can't change what's past. I did love him once, but I loved you too.
You loved me too.
That's a lie. She didn't know you were alive, why? There are things between me and Daisy that you'll never know. Things neither of us can forget.
I want to speak to Daisy alone. She's all excited now.
But although I can't say I never loved Tom, it would be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to you.
Of course it matters to me. Take better care of me from now on.
You don't understand. You're not going to take care of her ever.
You're not? Why's that?
Daisy's leaving you.
Nonsense.
I am.
She's not leaving me. Certainly not for a common splinter about the stiff ring he put on her finger.
I can't stand this anymore. Please, let's all go home. It's so hot, so hot.
I'll take care of you.
Who are you anyhow? That buster was near Wolfsheim. That much I happen to know.
Let's go,
You
Daisy.
did a little investigation on your affairs, Mr. Gatsby.
You can sue yourself about that, old sport.
Found out what these drugstores were.
What about him?
He and his Wolfsheim robbed a lot of side street drugstore here and in Chicago. Sold grain alcohol over the counter. You know, I picked it for a bootleg the first time I saw you. Yeah, that wasn't far wrong.
It's prohibition. Nobody cares. And where do you get your boost from, old
Stop
sport?
calling me old sport. All this drugstore business, this is just small change. You got something on now that everyone's afraid to tell me about. Something to do with Wolfsheim. Something really big. I'll find out about it. When I find out about it, old sport, you can pay us.
Please, I can't take this anymore.
What are you going to do? Kill me, old sport? My car keys, please.
Want any of this? Jordan? Nick? Nick?
What?
Bonnie?
No!
What the hell's the matter with you?
I just realized that today's my birthday. I'm 30. I'm 30 years old. I was 30. And before me stretched the menacing road of a new decade. It was 7 o'clock when we finally got into the coupe and started towards Long Island. Tom talking incessantly, exulting and laughing as if he won a football match. Human sympathy has its own limits. And beside me, with her head on my shoulder, Jordan nestled close. But I didn't know her anymore. 30. The promises of a decade of loneliness. A thinning list of men to know. A thinning briefcase of enthusiasm. Thinning hair. And so we drove on, towards death, through the cooling twilight.
Fool me, you can't fool God.
What are you doing, George?
His wise man. That's what they say. Think I don't hear that? His wise man? No more, Myrtle, no more.
George, what are you doing?
We're leaving. Day after tomorrow. I saw that car.
You're crazy.
I found this yesterday. You're the hero.
You have no right to be saying that.
You think I'm stupid, Myrtle?
For my sister. It's for her dog.
Think I'm stupid because I'm in a garage?
No, George, please, listen to me.
I got things figured out, Myrtle. I'm stupid.
I never said that.
Come back with your face all busted up.
It ain't right what you're doing.
Something ain't right, that's for sure.
Give me my book back. You got them right. I hate you. I hate every minute with you. What are you gonna do, Mimi? What are you gonna do, George? Huh, Mimi?
Please, Myrtle. I didn't mean it. I just meant that.
Shut up! I can't stand here when it's like a flood. A flood crawling in dirt. I should have left you a long time ago.
Please, Mama, don't leave me. I'm getting money. Please. I'm getting money, I swear.
Listen to me. Hey, what do you want, fella? What happened? I don't know. I was hit her. She's been killed.
What?
She ran on the road. Some old bitch came and stopped his car.
There's two cars, one coming, one going, see?
Going where?
Which direction?
Hold on a minute here.
One going each way. Well, she ran out, waving her arms all crazy, like shouting at him, beat me, throw me down, beat me, like I'm going. And the one coming from New York knocked right into her. She must have been going 30 or 40 miles an hour.
What's your relation to him?
Out on the Donna, up the road, it was a yellow car, big yellow car.
You don't have to tell me what kind of car it was. I know what kind of car it was.
Listen to me. Look, I just came from New York. Alright, listen. Listen, alright. That car I gave you, that's not mine. The one I gave you, I borrowed it. It's not mine.
What's going on over there?
He's a friend of mine. He says he knows what kind of car it was. It was a yellow car.
Hey, what's kind of car?
It's a blue car. It's a coupe.
He's telling the truth. We were just coming from New York. Look, we were going to Long Island when we saw something happen. So we stopped.
Alright, it's clear the area. Now, you give me the name correctly this time, thank you.
Again, please, I need to get inside.
It's alright, everything's gonna be alright.
Ruin! It's ruined, don't you see?
It's gonna be fine, I promise you.
I just wanted it to be beautiful.
Do you believe that I love you? Daisy, look at me. Do you believe that I love you?
Yes.
what was said at the hotel doesn't mean anything. Tom was just pressuring you, upsetting you, making you say things you didn't mean.
I'm no good for you.
You are the finest, loveliest, most beautiful woman I've ever known.
What?
Nothing is gonna happen. I'm gonna stay out here just to make sure he doesn't try anything, and if he does, I want you to turn the light on and off.
You won't hurt me.
I don't trust him. I'm gonna just wait right here just in case.
How long will you wait?
All night if necessary. My whole life if you want.
Do you really love me that much?
Yes!
What do I say? I can't hide things. You know how I am. I'll ruin everything.
He knows you're upset. It's okay to be upset, but don't let him talk too into anything. Don't say anything. Just give me time to set things up and we'll go away like we planned.
Yes, this is all I want. It's all I've ever wanted.
As soon as I know you're safe for tonight, I'll wait for your call home. Our love is all that matters. We'll get married, go back to Louisville, get married, start over, have the life we were meant to have. You asked me earlier if we could erase the past. The answer is yes. I'm erasing it. Now, right here, the past is erased. Forever. It's only you and me now. It's alright. I'm gonna be outside the window. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Call me tomorrow.
I'll drop to the West Egg, Nick. Something we can do tonight. Telephone or taxi. In the meantime, Jordan can have some supper.
No thanks. I appreciate it if you call me that taxi though. I'll wait outside.
Daisy, son. Nothing. Nick, see you tomorrow.
Are you sure you will come in?
No thanks.
It's only 9:30. Might as well make the best of it.
Is it true?
What?
What Tom said about the tournament.
What's that got to do with anything?
They say you moved your ball from a bad life. That's how you won.
Well, people say all sorts of things when you're famous.
I read about it in the paper. The caddy retracted his statement. Did you buy him off?
Nick, you're one of the few honest people I know. That's why I like you. Come on in.
Goodbye, Jordan.
Goodbye? Like that? You're throwing me over?
I just need to go home.
You're throwing me over for a room?
I just need some time to think!
Fine! Be a coward! Run away! I don't give a damn about you anyway. But hey, at least it was a new kind of experience. You remember the conversation we had earlier about driving a car?
What about it?
You said that the bad driver was only safe until she met another bad driver. Well, then, I guess I met another bad driver, didn't I? I mean, it was so careless of you. I made such a wrong guess. I thought you were different, Nick. I thought you were rather honest, straightforward person. I thought it was your secret pride.
I'm 30 years old, Jordan. 30. I'm 5 years too old to lie to myself and call it honor.
Goodbye, Nick.
Hello, sport.
Jesus! What are you doing here?
Just standing here. Any trouble out on the road?
Yes.
Was she killed?
Yes!
Daisy, I thought so. I told Daisy I thought so. The shot should come all at once. She stood it pretty well. I got to West Egg by a side road and left my car in the garage. I don't think anybody saw us, but of course I can't be sure. Who was the woman?
Her name was Wilson. Her husband owns the garage. What the hell happened?
I grabbed the wheel from Daisy, but she said that.
Wait, Daisy? Daisy was driving?
Yes, but of course I'll say it was me.
I just assumed.
You see, when we left New York, she was very nervous and she thought it was steady for her drive. Then this woman rushed out at us just as we were passing a car coming the other way. It all happened in a minute, but it seemed to me the woman wanted to speak to us, thought we were somebody she knew. Well, first, Daisy turned the wheel away from the woman toward the other car, then lost her nerve and turned back. When my hand reached the wheel, I felt the shock. I must have killed her instantly.
You ripped her open, for Christ's sake!
I don't want to know.
Why didn't you stop? Get some help!
Daisy stepped on it. I tried to make her to stop, but she wouldn't. She then fell over to my lap and asked to be taken home.
You've got to go to the police.
I can't do that.
Tell them it was an accident.
I'm gonna fix everything.
But everyone saw the car. There are eyewitnesses, and they'll trace it back to you. You can't hide a car like that. And then we'll find out that Daisy was driving.
I'm not gonna let that happen, and neither will you. She'll be alright tomorrow. I'm just gonna wait out here just to make sure he doesn't try anything.
That's my taxi. You better come home with me.
I wanna stay till Daisy goes to bed.
Jay!
Good night, old sport.
I don't understand you people.
I have a way of figuring it out. About the car. The yellow one. The blockbuster. A couple of months ago, she came back to the house with her face all bruised and nose swollen.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can kill her.
This is gonna strain on you. You don't what you're saying.
He murdered her.
It was an accident, George.
I'm one of these trusting fellas. I don't mean any harm to nobody. When I know a thing, I know it. It was the man in that car. She wanted to talk to him, but he wouldn't stop.
How could she have been like that?
She's a deep one.
Maybe you got some friends that aren't totally.
I talked to her the other day. I told her that she could fool me, but she couldn't fool God. I took her to the window and I said, God knows what you've been doing. Everything you've been doing. You can fool me, but you can't fool God. God sees everything.
I couldn't sleep all night. When I heard the taxi go up Gatsby's driveway, I immediately got up and began to dress. I felt like I had something to tell him, something to warn him before it was too late. Walking up his driveway, I saw that his door was closed shut, and then I began to doubt myself. What could I say to this man, this creation that would cross the gulf between the universal truth and the inadequacy of human language? I wasn't sure whether I should stay or I should go. And then Gatsby made that decision for me.
Nothing happened. I waited about 4 o'clock. She came to the window, stood there for a minute, and that was the end of it.
You've got to go away, up to Atlantic City or Montreal.
I can't do that.
Why aren't you listening to me?
I owe you an apology.
I don't care about that.
I owe you an apology for some of the lies. James Getz. That's really, or at least legally, my name. You see, we're cousins, Nick, you and I. 2 boys out from the Midwest head east to make their fortunes. My parents were farm people up in North Dakota. Good people, honest people, but they were poor. So I set out the kind of Jay Gatsby that a 17-year-old boy would be likely to make. That's when I met Daisy. Of course, I expected her to throw me over. After all, what did I have to offer? Some poor farm boy? But she didn't, because she was in love with me, is in love with me. And now, this time, I have her again, and I'm gonna make it the way it should have been.
Thank you.
For what?
12 minutes until my train leaves. And I already missed 3. I really don't want to go to work today. I'll call you up.
You want to know something funny? I haven't used the pool all summer.
I really wish you'd go away.
You're a good friend, Nick, and I appreciate you.
I'll call you about who?
Daisy will call soon, don't you think?
I suppose so.
After all, we made promises to each other.
Yes.
Well, goodbye, old sport.
They're a rotten crowd, Gatsby. You're worth the whole damn bunch put together. I remember that day, and that night, and the next night, only as an endless drill of police and photographers and newspapermen. The reports upon Gatsby were a nightmare. Grotesque, circumstantial, eager, and untrue. I found myself on Gatsby's side, and alone. No one else cared. No one! Where were the party people now? I called up Daisy to see how she was taking it, but she and Tom had left that afternoon, leaving no return address. I wanted to get somebody for him. I wanted him to know that somebody cared. I went into the room where he lay to reassure him. I'll get somebody for you, Gatsby. Don't you worry. Just trust me. I'll get somebody for you.
I can't do it. I can't get involved in any way.
But you were his closest friend.
I raised him up out of nothing. Right out of the gutter.
Funeral's this afternoon.
I'd like to come.
Then come.
I can't. When a man gets killed, I don't like to get involved in any way. I keep out.
He wants you to be there.
Mr. Caraway, let us remember to show our friendship for a man when he is alive, not after he is dead.
The day of Gatsby's funeral, no one came. Daisy never even sent a message. Not even a flower. And one fine afternoon in October, I was walking up Fifth Avenue when I suddenly saw Tom and Daisy. Just as I slowed to avoid overtaking them, he suddenly saw me.
Daisy, you can sleep. What's the matter? Shaking hands with me?
Yes! You know what I think of you!
Crazy Nick. Crazy as hell.
What did you tell Wilson?
I told him the truth. He was going to the house when we were getting ready to leave. Being crazy enough to kill me if I hadn't told him who had the car. His hand was on the revolver this entire time. What if I did tell him? He asked me had it coming. He ran over murder like a run over a dog. Didn't even stop.
You were always my favorite cousin, Nick.
You careless people! You special things and creatures and roll back into your money! Or your masculineness or whatever it is that keeps you together! And then you let other people clean up the mess that you made! I couldn't forgive any of them. After Gatsby's death, the East became haunted for me, distorted. It was time to go back home, back west where the blue smoke of brittle leaves stirs in the air, and the wind blows the laundry stiff on the line. As I brooded on all of this, I thought of Gatsby's wonder when he first picked up the green light on the end of Daisy's dock. He had come a long way to this blue lawn and this huge failure of a house. And his dreams must have seemed so close that he could hardly fail to grasp it. Gatsby believed in the green light, in the orgasmic future that year by year recedes us. It eluded us then. But it's no matter now. Tomorrow, we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and then one fine morning, so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
with giving a special thank you to our spotlight operator, Kimberly Orozco Marin. Cruz, Paula Barca, Ailina Aguirre Leal, Cindy Deng, Eliana Sanchez, Angel Bernal, Nico Lucio, and Dion Rodriguez. So I also like to give a special thanks to our composer, Spheri Nguyen.
I'd like to give a special thanks to our prop and set design. Darren Alvarez, Sophia Chong, Kevin Cruz, Ivan Garcia, Lucy Wang, Christine Lumahan. Hold on. It's really long. William Maldonado, Kenneth Nguyen, Ren Nguyen, Jackie Olivares. Evelyn Pham, Jack Pham. Aaron Ramirez, Leon Rodriguez, Kevin Rivera, Roman Sandoval, and Hero Wiley.
Big thanks to our stage managers, Aaron Ramirez, Alia Aguirre, and Barbara Teos.
And a special shout out to our dance team, guest dancers,
And dance coach,
Miss B.
And last but finally not least, to our director, Mr. Cotter.
Thank you for coming.